Good morning from Jerusalem. It's December 26th, day after Christmas, 2021, just before New Year's Day, and we are at Jerusalem, Jaffa Gate, on the way to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. But from the Christian quarter, from the non-touristic area, sadly, there's a new virus now, and the world is covered with it. And I will pray for everyone that nothing bad will happen. In this tour, I will add another Jerusalem cross into it, and it will be dedicated to Jean, his wife Julie, but for Emma, which is little Emma, and we're gonna bless it at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is the place that Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected, according to 90% of the Christians. There's another place. There's another place that marked the same story, and that's for mainly the Anglican Church and some of the Protestant. I'm not going into which place is the place, mainly because it's not so important for me. I do have videos of it about the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Garden Tomb. This is the second place. Above the video, just there, you'll find a link for so many videos of Jerusalem 2021, and you will find so many options, so many videos of everything, including the Garden Tomb. Although we enter to the gate, this is it's called David's Citadel, but it's in a way originally built by King Herod. That was his fortress at the city, because this is the upper part of the city, and from there he could actually see everything. There are two quarters here. That one is the Armenian quarter, and we are entering to the Christian quarter. But look at that name. Greek Catholic Patriarch Street. Wait. We know Greek Orthodox? Yes, we know. We know Catholic? Yes, we know. Then how can it be Greek Catholic Patriarch? First of all, in a way, I love that idea that to merge all the Christians into one instead of fighting between each other. And I'm getting so many responses of hate between Christians themselves. Can we stop it? Can we stop hateness? I mean, is there a reason for hate? No, it's easy to be happy and to love each other. Then in the 19th century, some of the Greek Orthodox accepted the Pope and the Catholic Church. Then it looks like a Greek Orthodox Church, but it's actually a Catholic order now. Another name for it, the Malkitis. And their main center is there. Now it's Sunday, then it's the Resurrection Church, and we are leaving the Greek Catholic Patriarch, entering to St. George Street. St. George is a symbol of so many Christians, for example, the Anglicans, but he's a symbol of so many others churches, and the symbol for the Christians in Jerusalem. If we talked about the Jerusalem cross, you can see it here at the College di Terra Santa. And the idea of that cross is that the big one is Jerusalem. The other four can be the four Gospels, altogether 5 stigmatas, whatever you will choose, but the idea is that Jerusalem is the center of the universe, and you can see a little bit of the earth from Jerusalem. Yeah, I like to promote him because he's quite a nice man. It's closed now because it's Sunday, and this is the only shop that it's open in that street except of the bakery. And Razuk makes tattoo. I mean, his family from 1300. And if you want something like Christian tattoos in the Holy City, this is the place, and you can write his telephone number. Sadly, one of the reasons that shop is closed is no tourist. Usually there was a line here. This is the main church of the Greek Catholic Church, but that area belongs to the Coptic Church. Are Christians from Egypt. 10% of the Egyptians are Coptic. Sadly, they are suffering. It's not easy to be a minority in a Muslim country, and it's not easy to be a minority in every country. You can see a nunnery. I never enter there. I'm not sure that I'm allowed to enter to the Coptic nunnery, Coptic Orthodox Patriarch Jerusalem. And oh, look at the kid. Beautiful, isn't it? It's so sad to be the only one here. The tower belongs to the Coptic, and they do have here a monastery and a boys' school. But it's Sunday, and I'm not sure that they are studying. Why don't we see here Christmas celebration? There's not even one tree here, not even one Christmas lamp here, mainly because the Coptic are celebrating it in about 2 weeks from now. Yesterday, it was the Catholic and Protestant Christmas. In about 2 weeks, it will be the Coptic and the Orthodox, all the Orthodox churches. What I love in their church, Jim, Julie, and little Emma, is that sticker. God is love. Now it's a Coptic Orthodox Patriarch. Until 1831 they couldn't put any crosses on it, but now they can. Then why God is love? Why they didn't say Jesus is love? It's a church. And I don't know the answer, but I found myself different answers, and I love it because God is love. It doesn't matter if you are Coptic, Orthodox, Christian, whatever you mention it, everyone are equal. Jews, Muslims, everyone can pray in their way to their God. And if we will accept it, I think we will have less wars in the world. St. George is a symbol of every Christian here. So many years Christians couldn't use the crosses, as I told you, but they could use different version of Christianity in there. St. George is a beautiful symbol of destroying the enemy without saying I'm a Christian, because there's no cross here. Another beautiful thing here is that small holes in the wall. In a way, this is a beautiful symbol of air condition. For so many years, people couldn't, women, let's face it, women rights are not 100% equal to men, and this is so sad for me. Hello, kitty. But at the 19th century, the 18th century, women Can you hear the bells? I don't know if you can hear it. It's Sunday, resurrection. Then they couldn't walk in the street alone, but had to take care of the house, take care of the laundry, cook, dry things. Then they used to do that on the roof. And to protect them, they build those kind of triangle air-conditioned pillows that you can actually, small pillars, you can actually, you cannot see what's happening on the other side, but when the wind in summertime, when it's hot, enters to one side, it goes from the other side, in let's say it's like 5 degrees less, then in that case, it's kind of an air condition. Now let's continue. The shops are closed because of few reasons. The Christians are a minority. In Jerusalem, in the Holy Land as well, in Palestine. Then one of the things that I'm doing is I'm buying it from a Christian shop to help the minority. You cannot smell the bakery smell of bread, but you can actually see the bakery itself. Souk El Abut, Akbat, it's the Copts street. Before the corona, a nice guy, Joe, opened here a shop. He is a photographer. And we talked a lot about God. Sadly, there's no one here. Then he closed the shop. I don't know what's happened to him, but he left us a very beautiful memorial thing. God is love, in Hebrew, English, and Arabic. Nice. Look at that. Look how beautiful it is. It's beautiful for you to see the city without tourists. If you've been with us before the coronavirus, the COVID-19, then you know that it was crowded. And we left now the Copts. And in front of you, you will see a Greek Orthodox nunnery. Some believe that some of the most ancient pictures or painting that been saved by the fire of 1808 at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre are here. I will check it for you and look at the entrance here. Beautiful compound in the Christian quarter. The Christian and the Jews had to protect themselves. Then in that case, they lived in a closed compound. The houses are the wall. Look at the kitty, hey kitty. And they lived indoors. Then look at the beautiful, beautiful doors that I'm not sure that will survive soon. It looks like 12th century or something like that. But I don't know for sure. It's so quiet. If you want to know how you should enjoy that cross that I will bless in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, while I'm actually talking about the church, and I will upload that video, as you already know, because you're watching it, to YouTube. And the most important thing, I will send it to your house. Then if you want to know how should you enjoy it, go to the link of Buy Me a Coffee at the description of that video. Beneath the video there's a lot of information about the church and about how to contact me. But if you cannot see it, if you didn't see it, just send me a message via YouTube and I will send you the link. This is the Christian street. Most of the time it's more than crowded, but sadly today, as you can see, it's totally empty. And just before we will enter, I want to show you that when we excavated, we found down there, something like 1 or 2 meters beneath us, some evidence from a Roman floor from 3rd and 4th century. Why 4th century? Why it's so important for me? Look at the umbrellas. Mainly because the church that we are going to visit now was built originally at the 4th century. But because this is one of the most important churches, and I must tell you that it actually happened to most of the churches in Jerusalem and the Holy Land, it's been destroyed a few times. For example, 6th century by the Persian, and later on, 11th century by the Muslims. And it always been destroyed and built it again. Then most of the churches, a church that you will see today, is mostly from 12th century. About being inside the walls. We know that Jesus was crucified outside the wall. He's been crucified outside the wall because of 2 reasons. First of all, there's no reason to do that inside the crowded city. Secondly, people are going out and in from the gates, then it's better to do that outside the gate. And he's been buried next to, he was buried outside the gates. And look what's happening. We are entering to the center of the city. Then how can it be? Oh, look at the Armenian monk. Look at the special hat that he's got. Represents Mount Ararat, that used to be part of Armenia. Now it's part of Turkey. And this is the church. This is the most important place for so many Christians, and because there might be ceremonies there, if it's okay by you, I won't talk about the facade. I want to bless the cross at the church while the priests are praying, as I believe the Armenian will enter soon to the church as well. But let's go in to see who's now chanting. Most of the facade is from the 12th, 11th and 12th century. Yes, the Armenians are on the way. I can see the carpet. But meanwhile, we can hear the Copts are praying. Next to the tomb of Jesus. can hear the Greek Orthodox praying as well. This is their service, liturgy. And you can see the bishop. Let's go back to the we talked about the Coptic, and it's beautiful to see it. What you can see here, that the Church of the Holy Sepulchre is actually owned by so many. There are three denominations who actually control the church according to the status quo. And one of them are the Greek Orthodox. The second one are the Catholic, Roman Latin. And the third one are the Armenians. And let's talk about what's happening in their church. And before I will answer it, you must understand that that church wasn't exist at the time of the crucifixion. You can see here, Jerusalem is outside, and the crucifixion was outside the city. And the word Golgotha, we don't know the meaning of it, but there's only one place that month of that place was mentioned, and this is the New Testament. And after he died, they buried him, but before they did it, they purified his body, like every Jew, and they put a lintel on it, just like they're doing to the Jews, and they buried them at the same day. Then remember, he was taken from the cross, down from the cross at around 3 o'clock, and they buried him before the holiday began, before Passover began. And Passover begins until today at sunset. And this is one of the Jewish law, to bury the dead immediately. Then, after that, they buried him in a cave. That cave belonged to Joseph of Arimathea, and according to the book of John, we know that the church was close to the the tomb was close to the crucifixion place. Then, this is the tomb. Coptic. Then this is the crucifixion place, and we're going to climb up soon. And Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his tomb that no one used before. And that is the cave. Sadly, the cave that we wanted to see is not here anymore, mainly because it's been destroyed so many times. Then the Aedicula, the small chapel, small structure was built on top of it. That one been destroyed a few times as well. What you see here is the Aedicula from the 18th century, just after in the 19th century, just after the fire of 1808, and they renovated it a few years ago. And above it, you can see the Aedicula, the dome. That took them lots of years to understand what to do that, because although that place belongs to the Greek Orthodox, everyone got right here, and at the end, they got to a compromise, which is beautiful for me. You can see the sun with 12 rays, and at the end of each one of them, you can see the Trinity. And if you look carefully, you can see the fire go out from the windows. It's like beautiful, isn't it? I don't know if I can actually cross this place, because it looks like they're gonna stop me from doing it. But we are waiting for the Armenian to come, and I can see that they are on the way. You will see them, I can hear them. You will see them followed by two, in a way, Turkish guys, kind of Muslims, but I will talk about later on. Those are the students. They're going to be monks, and they know how to sing beautifully. And the two Muslim guys are a reminder for the Muslim time that Jews and Christians couldn't walk in the city without paying money. And when they paid, the religious people got kind of a help, they're being served by the Muslims who told the people with a knock on the floor, don't touch them. They are protected by the government. The tomb is divided into two. And every time that I see the Armenian entering to the church, I'm always thinking about Ruby from Australia. But I know that Betty and EJ are very happy to see it too, because they love the Armenians. And later on, I will go to St. James Church, which is at the Armenian quarter, to light some candles for them at the tomb of St. James the Great. Then why the Armenians got rights here? Mainly because they, as a nation, been converted to Christianity many years before the rest did it, and now they as a little bit climb up to their chapel. It's marvelous. I mean, it's so beautiful to see it. And I know that some of you actually mentioned that I'm using the word beautiful every time. But it's beautiful. It's great to see it. Now, I can actually move around. Emma, Julie and Jim, I won't be able to enter with a cross and the video into the tomb, but I will do that. There are two chapels here. You can see the white with the candle. This is the chapel that of the angels who took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. The inner chapel is the tomb of Jesus himself. And as I told you, I will go in to bless the cross there. Look how beautiful it is. I mean, the Greek Orthodox liturgy. Lots of light and such an amazing thing to see it. So beautiful. There are no tourists here, but the ones who actually are here are Christians, or mostly Christian disciples from Israel, a lot of foreigner workers. And before I will go to see if the Syrianic church are praying, let's enter to one or two places that are still open before they will close us, and this is the Catholic place. Mary's Chapel, and if they're talking about Mary Chapel, the mother of Jesus, that's where Jesus was standing when Mary Magdalene saw him today on Sunday. And before you will tell me, oh, what are you doing with shoes in the church? Here we can. Then don't make me feel bad. We can walk with shoes in those churches. And I heard that they are going to change that beautiful modern art into something else, more modern as I heard, and I hope it's going to be beautiful. But remember, it's still Christmas. And here you can see a little bit of Christmas decoration. I was here like a few days ago. Jesus wasn't there at the Nativity, but now he's there. Here is he. And let me put it at the Nativity. I hope that I'm not doing something mistake, but I'm thinking about Emma. I'm sure that Emma, if you will look at it, you will love it. Look how beautiful it is. This is the Catholic chapel. Look at the Christmas tree. Remember, the only one here in that church that celebrate Christmas now are the Catholic. Look how beautiful is the modern Via Dolorosa, 14th station of Jesus, from the Praetorium, from the judgment place, to the crucifixion and to the resurrection. And what I love here, that they added the resurrection as part of it. Marvelous, isn't it? Then now we can hear the Greek Orthodox. Yeah, me too, yes, of course. Armenian and the Copts. The ceramic Church of Syria, are now started to organize themselves for their liturgy. But look how beautiful is the Coptic. It looks like the Greek Orthodox just finished their liturgy. If it's true, no, it's not. Then I won't go in to disturb them. When we climb up to the Golgotha, this is the last place that I didn't actually visit here. Oh, if we talked about the Catholic, we didn't see a lot of their priests. So now we saw a Franciscan's one, and let's climb up together to the Golgotha for like a few minutes to bless the cross and to show you where Jesus was crucified and died. For I forget, tomb itself is not actually only a tomb. This is the resurrection church, and the Greek Orthodox call their church the resurrection church, not the Church of the Holy Tomb, Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Then you can see here few important events that happen here. The first one is actually in that chapel, and that is where they strip him from his clothes, and you can see a painting of Mary there watching the crucifixion. But because it's closed, and surprise, surprise, it looks like a window, but it's actually a door that used to be function many years until the Muslims decided not to let the Christian do it, and then it's still a door. I mean, that can move, and you will see the door, and you see the door handle here. We don't know why it's closed until now. Actually, we know, because it's not safe to use those stairs. But I'm sure that if something will happen, let's say another fire, they will open it, and that's going to be a rescue door. Here you can see a bit of a decoration, but mostly from 19th century after the fire of 1808, and you can see the only Crusade mosaic wall that left here, and this is the Ascension. Although the church is about the tomb, and why the Ascension here? Mainly because we are talking about the story, what's happened before and what will happen later on. Then here you can see the nailing to the cross. And Jim, Jimmy, and little Emma. Let me put it here. Mary Magdalene anointing the body of Jesus, Mary the mother, and the Roman soldier did it to him. Another station of the Via Dolorosa, which belongs to the Catholic, is that Mary, the mother, was suffering a lot, and with a spear in her heart. That's Mary that knows from almost day one that Jesus will die in front of her eyes, and she never smiled because of it. That is the mother that now watching the crucifixion. Horrible, isn't it? But this is the most important part in the church, in the Golgotha, the Calvary that we are standing on it. And this is where Jesus was crucified. Beautiful, isn't it? Here you can see the top of the crucifixion place, the Golgotha, the Calvary. It's covered with a stone because people want to take some souvenirs of it. And when I see people, I'm talking about myself as well. John is standing next to Jesus together with his mother. On top of Jesus, you can see a sinless Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. And that woman is now not standing, sitting, kneeling in front of the crucifixion site itself, and I will take that cross and I will bless it soon, but let her do that as well. That chapel belongs to the Greek Orthodox. You can see this full moon and the star. Full moon because it was Passover, and the Jews are celebrating usually when the moon is full. You can see the angels that are taking care of him. Look at their sad face looking at Jesus. Let me use the flash. Listen a little bit to the Greek Orthodox monks. If you reach that part of the story, it's almost 50 minutes, please write it down. Tell me that you saw it. And send that video and my YouTube link to everyone who can. I want them to enjoy it as well. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.